They called it a disgrace, a punchline. The greatest basketball player in the world was now swinging a bat in minor league baseball, missing curveballs so badly that children in the stands pointed and laughed. This wasn't a triumphant career change. It was a very public, very humiliating failure. And it was the best thing that ever happened to him. We all know Michael Jordan, the iconic silhouette, the 6 NBA championships, the legend who seemed to float above mere mortals. His name is a synonym for victory. But true legends aren't forged in the glow of trophies alone. They are tempered in the cold, dark fires of failure, rejection, and doubt. Today, we journey not to the peak of Mount NBA, but to the sun-baked, dusty baseball diamonds of Birmingham, Alabama, in 1994. Here, we'll discover how a man who had mastered one universe willingly plunged into another where he was a novice, an object of ridicule. Through his story, we'll learn 3 powerful words: adversity, tenacity, and resilience. After his father's tragic death and his first shocking retirement from basketball at the peak of his powers, Michael Jordan signed with the Chicago White Sox organization. He was assigned to the Birmingham Barons AAA minor league team. The sporting world gasped. Basketball fans felt betrayed. Stepping onto the field, Jordan was no longer his airness. He was number 45, a rookie older than most of his teammates, with skills so raw they were almost painful to watch. He batted a meager .202. He committed errors. Sports writers wrote scathing articles. Talk shows crackled with mockery. For the first time since being cut from his high school varsity team, Jordan was drowning in adversity, a state of serious and persistent difficulty. This wasn't a single setback. It was a daily, grinding struggle against his own limitations. While the world saw only the embarrassing stats, they missed what happened under the blistering Alabama sun. They didn't see the player who arrived first and left last. They didn't see the 28-year-old global icon worth hundreds of millions, taking extra batting practice until his hands blistered and cracked, begging coaches for more reps. They didn't see him quietly studying playbooks on the team bus, a student once more. This was tenacity in its purest form, the quality of being persistent and determined, holding on to a purpose with relentless grip. His tenacity wasn't about proving the world wrong overnight. It was about the grim, unglamorous commitment to getting 1% better at a skill that did not come naturally. He faced fastballs that seemed to evaporate and curveballs that broke like magic tricks, swinging and missing more often than not. Yet, every miss, every strikeout was data. He was mapping his own failure, learning its contours. The baseball experiment lasted one long season. It was, by statistical and championship measures, a failure. In early 1995, Jordan returned to the Chicago Bulls with a simple, now legendary fax: "I'm back." But the man who returned was not the same one who had left. The player who stepped back onto the basketball court carried with him the weight of public humiliation and the strength forged by enduring it. He had been stripped of his majesty and had willingly worked his way back from the bottom in a totally foreign arena. This process built in him an unbreakable resilience, the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, an emotional and mental toughness. That season, though the Bulls lost in the playoffs, a new fire was lit. The following year, 1996, began the second three-peat championship run. He played with a vengeful, focused fury that seemed deeper than before. He had faced the terrifying prospect of being ordinary, of being a laughingstock, and had survived. No playoff pressure could ever match that. The boy who had been cut from his high school team had now, as a man, willingly cut himself down to size, only to grow back stronger, wiser, and utterly unconquerable. Let's revise the words we just learned: adversity, a state of serious and continued difficulty. It is the tough situation, the hostile environment. Jordan's baseball career was a masterclass in facing adversity. Tenacity, the quality of being persistent, of holding fast to something. It's the glue that keeps you going when adversity tries to shake you loose. It was Jordan's tenacity that made him take hundreds of extra batting swings daily. Resilience, the ability to spring back into shape after being bent or stretched. Emotional and mental recovery, it's the final result. Jordan's resilience was the fortified spirit that led him back to basketball, ready to dominate again. The moral of the story: Michael. Jordan's story teaches us that the path to our greatest heights often leads through the valley of our most visible failures. You must be willing to embrace a season of struggle, to be a beginner again, and to be mocked for your effort. It is in that vulnerable, difficult space that adversity tests you. Tenacity defines you, and resilience is built within you. Don't fear being cut down. Fear never planting a seed in unfamiliar ground. Your next championship run may well begin on a field where you don't yet know how to play the game.